Woman serving a 215-year sentence for a crash that killed 7 people wants a new trial.
A woman who is sentenced to more than 200 years in prison for killing 7 people, including 6 children, returns to a Morgan County courtroom.
Manic Murderous mom, Judy Kirby. March 5, 2000 was a dark day in Martinsville, Indiana. Residents of the town are still haunted by the events of that day. A car accident in Morgan County claimed 7 people's lives, including 6 children. When investigators looked into what caused the tragic crash, they discovered it may not have been an accident, but murder. Several events led up to the tragic event in early March of 2000, which began when Judy Kirby, a 31-year-old mother of 10, began to exhibit erratic behavior. Judy was very stressed in her relationship with her boyfriend, Tinnie, and because of her drug use, she expressed concern about getting in trouble with the law. Every day, Judy became more paranoid. One neighbor caught her putting cameras in their tree. Judy's neighbors also saw her in bizarre and apparent disguises. When Judy made statements about committing suicide, she was involuntarily committed to a psychiatric hospital on March 2, 2000. In the hospital, Judy was diagnosed with psychosis by a doctor, and he prescribed her the antipsychotic medication Risperidol. After 2 days in the hospital, Judy's mental health improved dramatically. Yet, doctors still didn't think Judy was ready to be released, but she demanded they release her, so just was signed out against medical advice. By all accounts, Judy was a responsible, loving mother. Despite that, Judy had shown signs of trouble since October 1999, when Judy gave birth to her final child, who she had with Tinnie. Tinnie was the father of Judy's 2 youngest children. From her first marriage to Victor Kirby, Tinnie's nephew, Judy had 5 children and 1 child with a man named Roger Arthur. Before the events of March 25th, Judy also had custody of her 2 nephews. It was Judy's nephew, Jeremy's 10th birthday on March 20th, 2000. At 11:30 a.m., Judy and Jeremy drove to Judy's sister's house to pick up her 3 children, Jordan, Joni, and Jacob, who had spent the night. Jordan was Judy's oldest child and a 6th grader at Douglas Middle School. Joni, Judy's daughter, was 9, and Jacob, her son, was 5. Due to Judy's mental health issues, her sister followed her after she picked up the children. After the car wash, Judy and the kids went to McDonald's to get sodas. When Judy saw her sister's car driving alongside hers, she slammed on her brakes and screeched to a complete standstill. Judy's white Pontiac sped off when her sister swerved around her and made a U-turn down a side street. She drove home thinking Judy was having car trouble. A man working in his front yard saw Judy's white Pontiac drive by his house around 3:30 p.m. Judy sat in her car for several minutes and stared at the man before driving away. Shortly after that bizarre encounter, Judy stopped in traffic when 2 women asked her if everything was all right and lent her their cell phone. Judy drove away holding the cell phone, but came back around 2 minutes later and returned it. The 4 children and Judy showed up at a baby shower at a mobile home park on State Road 67. Judy said, "I need a birthday party," when asked what she needed. Somebody from the party sent Judy to another clubhouse, thinking she was lost. At about 4:45 p.m., Judy stopped at a gas station on State Road 67 in Martinsville, Indiana. She bought gas and candy at the convenience store. After leaving the gas station 15 minutes later, Judy drove her Pontiac the wrong way on State Road 67, pulling onto the exit ramp at high speeds. As Judy accelerated northbound in the southbound direction, 9 cars attempted to avoid her. When driving along State Road 67, Judy passed 6 wrong way and 10 do not enter signs without trying to avoid oncoming traffic. After clipping a car, Judy slammed head-on into an approaching van. The van Judy hit had 3 members of the Real family inside: Tom, Jessica, Bradley, and Bradley's friend, Richard Miller. Judy's Pontiac crashed headfirst into Tom Reel's van while he was driving the teenagers home from a youth event. When the two vehicles collided, witnesses described a massive explosion. Judy's 4 children all died instantly. Tom Reel and his 2 children, Jessica and Bradley, were killed in the crash. Paramedics rushed Richard Miller to Methodist Hospital in Indianapolis in critical condition, but he was still breathing. Judy was airlifted to Methodist Hospital by paramedics after she was pulled from the wreckage. She was alive, but in critical condition. Juanita York, a reserve deputy, was the first on the scene and determined that there were multiple fatalities within minutes. Following the terrible crash on State Road 67, emergency responders, medical workers, and others affected were invited to a meeting to express their feelings. An officer with the Indiana Conservation Department said that this accident was the worst thing he had ever seen in his 3 decades working for the department. Nothing could prepare anyone for what happened on March 25, 2000. Victor Kirby, Jordan, Joni, and Jacob's father made a statement after the tragedy, alleging Judy deliberately caused the crash. In a conversation with her and Victor's sons, who were not involved in the collision, Judy told them she planned to commit suicide. Since Judy and Victor divorced almost 6 years ago, Victor had been embroiled in a bitter custody battle with his ex-wife. He was convinced she intended to kill herself and the children when she drove onto the exit ramp on State Road 67. According to Judy's family, there was no evidence to support Victor's claim that Judy was suicidal. Her family admits Judy was having problems before the crash, but she never mentioned wanting to hurt herself or her children. Investigators wanted to know Judy's mental state before the crash. Still, no one knew what caused the supposedly devoted mother to put her children's lives in danger and ultimately cause their death. After Judy awoke, investigators hoped to question her, but she retained an attorney before they could. When Judy was finally interviewed by the investigator, she claimed not to remember anything because of trauma-related memory loss. Investigators still doubted Judy and filed murder charges against her in mid-April. On the day she was released from the hospital, Judy was charged with 7 counts of murder. As Judy was being arrested, Richard Miller was in the hospital being treated for severe leg injuries. Sitting in a wheelchair, Judy pleaded not guilty via video. According to the probable cause affidavit filed for her arrest, Judy had been exhibiting strange behavior before the crash. Judy was distraught because Victor Kirby was fighting for custody of her children and because she thought Tinnie was cheating on her. During her bond hearing in June, Judy complained about mistreatment in prison for 15 minutes. Judy claimed she was denied basic amenities like ice, hot water, and shower time. A prison employee testified that Judy's bunkmates complained she bossed them around and talked too much on the phone. After the allegations against Judy were investigated, she was moved into a single cell. Another thing that Judy ranted about was that other prisoners called her a baby killer and didn't like that. During Judy's 2001 trial, prosecutors sought to prove she was depressed and in a downward spiral. In light of those factors, she drove the wrong way on State Road 67, resulting in the death of her 3 children and nephew, as well as Tom, Bradley, and Jessica Reel. As a result of Tinnie's unwillingness to deal with all of Judy's children, the prosecutor argued she became depressed. The prosecution also alleged that Judy was paranoid because she sold drugs, and Tinnie threatened to turn her in. In Judy's car, investigators discovered a letter addressed to Tinnie that read, "I love you, but I can't have you without my children." There was enough evidence, they said, to support premeditated murder. Several witnesses to the March 25th accident testified at Judy's murder trial. They said the children were jumping up and down and pressing their hands against the dashboard. During testimony, a woman that Judy almost clipped estimated Judy was driving about 80 miles per hour. Upon pulling to the side of the road to regain her composure, the woman noticed the driver of the white Pontiac who hit her looked drugged. It was the defense's position that the events of March 25th resulted from mental defects rather than criminal intent. According to her defense attorneys, Judy had hyperthyroidism, which can make loving mothers psychotic but not suicidal. Since Judy had a newborn baby at home, she was also struggling with postpartum depression, adding to the psychosis. Judy's defense attorneys also blamed the Indiana Highway Department. They said State Road 67 was unsafe and had poor signage, even referring to the highway as a death trap. A reconstructionist for the Indiana State Police testified Judy's Pontiac could have reached speeds of 117 miles per hour. Upon hearing this, the jury sat straight up in their chairs and started taking notes. Witnesses testified they had purchased drugs from Judy. The jury heard that one woman's husband had cancer and was prescribed Dilaudid, a drug similar to morphine, which she left in Judy's mailbox in exchange for cash. May 2001 marked the end of the murder trial. The jury found Judy guilty of 7 counts of murder. Judy was eligible for a maximum sentence of 555 years. Prosecutors said she robbed her victims of 378 years combined, and that any punishment less would be unacceptable. In Judy's defense, her attorneys requested a 55-year sentence. Ultimately, the judge sentenced Judy to 215 years in prison. 2 decades have passed since the State Road 67 tragedy, which took the lives of 7 people. 7 memorial crosses still stand along State Road 67 for Jordan, Joni, Jacob, Tom, Jessica, and Bradley. Although he was left with lifelong injuries, Richard Miller recovered. However, he could no longer play basketball. Being an Indiana native, basketball was Richard's passion. Richard had more than a dream of playing basketball crushed. He had to live his entire life without his best friend. So there you have it. What do you think happened that fateful March day? Was Judy Kirby confused by road signs during a psychotic break? Or, just loading her 4 children into the car, did she set out with murder in mind? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this video fascinating, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel for more awesome stories. Thanks for watching, and see you soon in the next video.